This video is similar to Super Eye Patch Wolf's, except it had a much lesser effect on me. At the time, I was willing to accept that Naruto made some hiccups towards the end, though I've proven that they weren't as bad as I thought they were with my hard work video. But after watching a video debunking it, I realized how a lot of what he said was nonsense. There are multiple response videos that I haven't seen, but the one I watched was 5 hours long and I feel like I have my own unique points to make. His first mistake is getting the theme of Naruto wrong. I said this in my Super Eye Patch Wolf video and I'll summarize here. Naruto doesn't have one theme. Each arc has its own theme. The biggest overarching theme is about forgiveness. He says that Naruto has privilege, which I agree with. The problem is that he tries to frame it as if Naruto is the only character with privilege. Several ninja in Naruto have clan techniques or Kekkei. Watch my video on Naruto's hard work for all the little details about how Kurama helps and disadvantages Naruto. A tailed beast isn't all sunshine. Then he makes the argument that Kurama does all of the work in Naruto's fights because Naruto wastes chakra until Kurama comes in. Let's look at this closely. Kurama leaks out against Haku out of anger, not Naruto wasting chakra. Kurama comes out of Naruto again when fighting Orochimaru out of seemingly anger again. In his fight against Neji, Naruto has learned to consciously activate Kurama's powers. The first time Naruto runs out and has Kurama bail him out is against Gaara, when he summons Gamabunta. Against Sasuke, Kurama comes out of anger and damage. Against Deidara, anger. Against Orochimaru, anger. Against Pain, anger. Every time after that, Naruto is in control of Kurama's chakra and uses it consciously. So that was a lie. Additionally, how many fights does he win when Kurama takes over? He stopped the Haku fight, but had the clear advantage. Loses to Orochimaru, wins against Gaara, loses to Sasuke, is messed around with by Deidara and Orochimaru. Lost to Pain because Pain sealed him in a Chibaku Tensei before Naruto returned to normal to continue. So maybe 2? He makes a lot of arguments that I tackle in my hard work video, but the main thing is that he says we never see Naruto training. If you've seen my video or actually read Naruto, you know this is a lie. I do agree that Naruto is stupid to a degree, but he's not lazy. Quote, Naruto should have died very early in the story. End quote. I've heard this quote a lot and it's incorrect if you do the research into the pros and cons of Kurama, which are explicitly told to you if you read Naruto. I'll eventually make a video on this too, but basically if Naruto didn't have Kurama, he would have less chakra, but a high amount of chakra control. He would also have his parents alive, who could teach him how to fight. In short, Naruto out of the academy could have at least been as good as Sasuke. And since they're so similar, the logical path would be to assume that anything that Sasuke can do that isn't genetic related, Naruto could do as well. We could also add on his Uzumaki clan techniques and Minato's flying Raijin jutsu for safe measure. And these aren't too far-fetched because nearly all of the 12 genin with parents have their parents' jutsu. So Naruto would be a character with parallels to Sasuke's non-Uchiha skills and abilities, who has flying Raijin and who has Uzumaki abilities. I think he'd have a pretty good chance of surviving the plot. He says Uzumaki had a bunch of chakra, but earlier in the video, he says that the only reason Naruto had enough chakra to use multi-shadow clones is because of Kurama's chakra. He then talks about Naruto's heritage, but I covered that in my hard work video. Then he says that Naruto is special for being taught by legendary ninja. Kakashi is the first important one, but every 3-man cell was assigned a Jonin. Some performed better than others in the story, but they were all high-level Jonin. Guy went toe-to-toe with Madara, so I guess Team Guy is special too. Asuma took on an Akatsuki duo and would have succeeded had they not been immortal. I guess Team Asuma is special too. He then says Jiraiya. Naruto got Jiraiya to teach him with his sexy jutsu. Is he lucky that Jiraiya was there? Maybe, but he didn't sit on his hands waiting for the Sannin to come and teach him. Sasuke and Sakura also went and got Sannin to teach them. One Sannin is literally the Hokage, available to anyone, but yet getting a Sannin sensei in Konoha is special. He talks about the connections and future accomplishments of these sensei, but that's irrelevant. He got trained by Fukusaku due to his connection to Jiraiya. He got trained by Killer Bee because they were both Jinchuriki and a war was coming up. I tackled reincarnation in my other video. A lot of the summarizing he does is irrelevant to his main point, so I'll skip it. This video is 42 minutes long and about half of it is him making dumb jokes and summarizing the story for no good reason. Now to the Neji fight. Plague of Gripes loves how Naruto is unable to immediately answer Neji's question during their philosophical battle, but this is the exact same thing that happens during the Pain fight. Naruto is asked a difficult question, he doesn't have an immediate response, and at the end of the fight he gives a vague response, but the hypocrisy of his antagonist has already been exposed for those paying attention. In this case, Naruto's response was that when he becomes Hokage, he'll change the way the Hyuga clan works. Neji's hypocrisy has already been explained better in other videos, but basically, he denied his own so-called destiny by surpassing Hinata, a member of the main family, and even learning rotation, which he shouldn't have been able to learn based on his destiny. Finally, can anyone become Hokage? It depends on your definition of anyone. Kakashi became Hokage, but you could argue that he was special if you wanted to because of his Sharingan. But when he became Hokage, he didn't have a Sharingan, so do with that what you will. Shikamaru is probably the third candidate for being Hokage after Naruto and Sasuke. After all, he is the Hokage's assistant. He's a pretty normal guy, but then you could argue that he was a genius. If I kept going with potential Hokage candidates, you'd realize that there'd be an asterisk next to each individual that prevents them from being considered part of anyone. This goes back to what I said towards the start. Most characters have something special about them, and it's the same way in real life. Everyone has something they can do at an above average level. If those skills apply to becoming Hokage, like power or intelligence, then yes, anyone can become Hokage. Maybe you're asking, could Iruka become Hokage? But my question is, did Iruka want to become Hokage? He never did anything that would put him on that path. He's still a Chunin and is an academy teacher. So I'd say that anyone can become Hokage, but not everyone will. He then talks a lot, most of which I've tackled in my other video. But one thing I do want to point out is his scroll of all the eyes in Naruto, because this is arguing in bad faith. He says, should I list all of the different powers and variants all of the other eyes have, while showing several eyes that aren't even dojutsu? Some of them are basically repeats too. This is him intentionally misleading viewers in hopes that they haven't actually seen Naruto. Kabuto's philosophy on talent is also incorrect. At the time, Kabuto was having a sort of identity crisis because of Orochimaru. If you actually remember Kabuto, he was a ninja on Kakashi's level, the guy who became Hokage, right? As a kid, he killed his own teacher in chapter 583. As a 19 or 20-year-old, he went toe-to-toe with Tsunade, a Sannin, who's a legendary ninja, right? He got hit with a move that scrambles your brain functions, but in seconds he was able to figure out how to move and fight again in 164. 4 chapters later, he gets hit with the full force of a Rasengan, but survived because he started healing in the place of impact before the jutsu hit. Talentless orphan my ass. After a bunch of talking, he says the cringy line of Lee embodying Naruto's themes. I already explained this at the beginning. Additionally, Rock Lee is stated to have the talent of opening gates. Kakashi, the so-called genius, a legendary ninja, can only open one, and even says that pure hard work can't open gates. As you can see, this video was lazily researched and poorly argued. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out my manga for free online. If you enjoy my content, please consider donating to my Patreon. All important links will be in the description.